Let's start. All right. Welcome to the Real Bible Study. For those who don't know me, my name is Danielle, and I'm the Bible study facilitator, and I will be facilitating Bible study tonight. Um, we're gonna start with an opening prayer like we always do. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lord, open our eyes
Lord, open our eyes.
so we can see something we've never saw before.
So we can see something we never saw before.
Open our ears
Open our ears.
Open our ears.
so we can hear something we've never heard before.
So we can hear something we never heard before.
And open our hearts
Open our hearts.
Open our hearts.
so we can receive something we've never received before.
So we can receive something we never received before.
Amen.
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 All right. Are we ready? Y'all, we in Genesis 44. We ready?
Yes.
All right. Joseph commanded his steward, fill the men's bags with as much food as they can carry and put each one silver at the top of the bag. Put my cup, the silver one, at the top of the youngest one's bag, along with the silver for his grain. So he did as Joseph told him. At morning light, the men were sent off with their donkeys. They had not gone very far from the city when Joseph said to his steward, get up, pursue the men, and when you overtake them, say to them, why have you repaid evil for good? Isn't this the cup that my master drinks from and uses for divination? What have you done is wrong. What you have done is wrong. When he overtook them, he said these words to them. They said to him, why does my Lord say these things? Your servants cannot possibly do such a thing. We even brought back to you from the land of Canaan the silver we found at the top of our bags. How could we steal silver or gold from your master's house? If it is found with one of us, your servants, he must die, and the rest of us will become my Lord's slaves. The steward replied, what you have said is right, but only the one who is found to have it will be my slave, and the rest of you will be blameless. So each one quickly lowered his sack to the ground and opened it. The steward searched, beginning with the oldest and ending with the youngest, and the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. Then they tore their clothes, and each one loaded his donkey and returned to the city. When Judah and his brothers reached Joseph's house, he was still there. They fell to the ground before him. What have you done? Joseph said to them. Didn't you know that a man like me could uncover the truth by divination? What can we say, my lord? Judah replied. How can we plead? How can we justify ourselves? God has exposed your servants' iniquity. We are now my Lord's slaves, both we and the one in whose possessions the cup was found. Then Joseph said, I swear that I will not do this. The man in whose possession the cup was found will be my slave. The rest of you can go in peace to your father. But Judah approached him and said, my Lord, please, let your servant speak personally to my Lord. Do not be angry with your servant, for you are like Pharaoh. My Lord asked his servants, do you have a father or a brother? And we answered, my Lord, we have an elderly father and a younger brother, the child of his old age. The boy's brother is dead. He is the only one of his mother's sons left, and his father loves him. Then you said to your servants, bring him to me so that I can see him. But we said to my Lord, the boy cannot leave his father. If he were to leave, his father would die. Then you said to your servants, if your younger brother does not come down with you, you will not see me again. This is what happened when we went back to your servant, my father. We reported to him the words of my Lord. But our father said, go again and buy us a little food. We told him we cannot go down unless our younger brother goes with us. If our younger brother isn't with us, we cannot see the man. Your servant, my father, said to us, you know that my wife bore me 2 sons. One is gone from me. I said he must have been torn to pieces, and I have never seen him again. If you also take this one from me and anything happens to him, You will bring my gray hairs down to Sheol and sorrow. So if I come to you, to your servant, my father, and the boy is not with us, his life is wrapped up with the boy's life. When he sees that the boy is not with us, he will die. Then your servants will have brought the gray hairs of your servant, our father, down to Sheol in sorrow. Your servant became accountable to my father for the boy, saying, if I do not return him to you, I will always bear the guilt for sinning against you, my father. Now, please let your servant remain here as my Lord's slave in place of the boy. Let him go back with his brothers. For how can I go back to my father without the boy? I could not bear to see the grief that would overwhelm my father. Okay. All right, ladies. So if I had to put a title to this week's lesson, I'm going to title it, A Cup Changed My Future. A cup changed my future. If you had to define a cup, how would you describe it? You had to define
Like a
a cup.
life-altering event.
That could be it. But if you a regular old cup, though, how would you describe a cup?
Something to give you nourishment.
Something that could give you nourishment. I like that, caller. Anybody else?
Something you
Something
pour
that you
into.
can fill up.
My God, yes. Something that you can fill up. Yes, yes. So I said,
A drinking vessel.
What kind of vessel, Aisha?
A drink.
A drinking vessel?
Mm-hmm.
I like that one too. So I said, I never really knew how many different definitions of a cup it was. It took me to start researching for this week's lesson for me to realize what a cup can be. A cup can be part of a bra. A cup can be a measurement for cooking. A cup can be used during a women's monthly cycle. And it can be a trophy made of gold or silver and having a stem and two handles, usually awarded as a prize in a contest. Cups can be made out of different materials as well. There are glass cups, plastic cups, paper cups, and there are cups that people consider to be family heirlooms, and they are put up, and you better not touch them. If I had to put a personal definition to a cup, I'm going to define a cup as a chosen object used for a specific purpose. Anybody need me to repeat it? I'm going to define this cup as a chosen object used for a specific purpose. C-U-P. If you're not on mute, can you put yourself on mute so that we won't get the backfire? The back coming in through the headphones. Okay, so I love cups because they remind me of people. They come in different shapes, sizes, and colors, and they are all used for a specific purpose. I don't know about you, but I have a special cup for different things. I drink my coffee out of a certain cup. It's my favorite coffee cup, y'all. I have a special cup for Bible study. Thank you, Aisha. I drink my juice out of a plastic cup, my red Solo. And if I'm cooking, I have a special cup that I use for measuring, which is my favorite. It got Winnie the Pooh on it. This is my favorite measuring cup. So after looking at all of these cups, what can you tell me about them?
They all are different.
They're all for different purposes.
They all are different. Yup. Y'all both said the same thing. They're all cups. They're all different, and they're all used for a specific purpose. Absolutely. You're right. Yes, that is it. So I said all of my cups mean something different to me, and they have a special purpose. If I can't find that particular cup, then my drink don't taste the same. or my measuring seems off. For these reasons, I was surprised to see Joseph let go of his cup. Let's dive in. In Genesis 44, 1 through 3, we come across Joseph and the steward of his house. What were they doing? 1 through 3. 1 through 3. What were they doing? Okay.
He gave them instructions.
He gave them instruction. Joseph was changing his future over his cup. He instructed his steward to put money in his brother's bags again, along with the grain. However, he also said, put my silver cup, you know, the one with a purpose, in the youngest bag. Joseph chose an object for a specific purpose. Oh, but look at God. Joseph was using this cup for one thing, but God had a different purpose for this cup. My first point, ladies, is sometimes we want our cup for a specific purpose, but God will use something else sometimes, and he will use that cup to get a different purpose out of it. Anybody need me to repeat it?
Yes.
Sometimes we want our cup for a specific purpose, but God will use that cup to get his purpose out of it. Okay? So now we're in Genesis 44, 4 through 5. How did the cup change the future of this family? What happens in 4 and 5 that will help this cup contribute to the future being changed? Joseph had his steward follow and confront his brothers. The steward asked the brothers, how could you do something so wrong when the master was so kind to you? You took his cup that he practices divination. Divination, ladies, is defined as the practice of seeking knowledge of the future or the unknown by supernatural means. Anybody want me to repeat it? The practice of seeking knowledge of the future or the unknown by supernatural means. Now, what we don't know is if Joseph indeed was practicing divination. But what we do know is Joseph's cup was special and it had a purpose. And the purpose this time was to have the brothers be afraid and to believe that they committed a serious crime. My next point, ladies, be careful of how people make you feel over a cup. Be careful how people make you feel over a cup. In Genesis 44, 6 to 10, what did the cup do next to change the family's future? The cup was going to give somebody a name. The brothers denied everything with confidence. They went as far as to say, if one of us has it, then that brother can be put to death and the rest of us will be your slaves. What purpose did the cup serve now?
It was going to determine their future.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Shantanice. It was going to determine their future. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and it was going to, I guess, like maybe put like blackball them in a sense.
Okay. I said if the cup was found, it was going to prove the point that yes, someone amongst them was a thief.
Mm-hmm.
The cup was going to determine if one of them was guilty or innocent. Can you imagine a cup having that kind of power? My next point, ladies, be careful of who or what you let give you a title. Be careful of who or what you let give you a title. In Genesis 44, 11 to 13, what did the cup do next to change this family's future? Where was the cup found?
And Benjamin said,
And Benjamin said, the cup will be found in Benjamin's bag. Each brother was happy to open up their bags and to show that they did not have the cup. But what they wouldn't know is the cup would be found in Benjamin's bag. These brothers tore their clothes in anger, loaded their donkeys. Write that down. That's going to be a key point. Loaded their donkeys, and they returned back to the city where they were being accused of committing a crime. They was going back. They ripped off their clothes. They said, you know what? We're going back. Look at the change that this cup has caused. When the brothers sold Joseph, his father's favorite son, into slavery, they sent him by himself, and they didn't care. Now for Benjamin, the father's other favorite son, they couldn't let him go by himself. So they were going to stand with their brother, and this time they all went back to the scene of the crime. They didn't abandon Benjamin like they did Joseph. Do you think they learned their lesson? And why?
yep.
Why?
Hmm.
Why do y'all think they learned their lesson?
I guess because how their father reacted when they didn't come back
Okay.
with Joseph. I mean, yeah.
So the son, other brother that they didn't come back with
Right.
last week.
Mm-hmm.
So he really wasn't mad that they didn't come back with him, though. He wasn't upset until they asked if they could take Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think the brothers just finally accepted who they were in their father's life and said, you know what? You're not going to be who I need you to be. So I understand you love this boy more than you love me, but I love you enough to know that if I don't bring him back, he's going to die. I said, this cup is silently working out some past family trauma. Who sees that? Who sees that?
Very true. I can see that.
Definitely.
Yes, it's work.
Definitely.
This cup is working it out. You mean to tell me a cup can change the way I feel about some of my family? I need me a cup like this. Who else need a cup like
Exactly.
this?
Me.
I need me a cup, because none of these cups over here that I showed y'all didn't seem to have that purpose. I need that purpose. I need that cup. So in Genesis 44, 14 and 15, what did the cup do next to change this family's future? I said the brothers returned to their accuser, bowed down, and listened to Joseph tell them that he had figured this all out based on his power. When the brothers bowed down to Joseph, this again fulfilled the dream that the older brothers would bow to the younger brother. In Genesis 37 and 9, it states, and then he had another dream. and he told it to his brothers. Listen, he said, I had another dream, and this time the sun and moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me. My next point, ladies, wait for it. Even a cup can help your dreams come true. Even a cup can help your dreams come true. In Genesis 44, 16 to 17, how did the cup change this family's future? It's getting good now. 16 through 17. What happens then?
They now are, I guess, realizing that they probably want to be his slaves or servants. Am I reading that correctly?
Who realized that? Which one of the Judah? Okay. Judah, we know, translates to mean praise. So this is what I said, ladies. Praise showed up as the defense attorney to defend their case. I'm going to read it for y'all. (44:18). But Judah approached him and said, my Lord, please let your servant speak personally to my Lord. Do not be angry with your servant, for you are like Pharaoh. My Lord asked his servants, do you have a father or a brother? And we answered, my Lord, we have an elderly father and a younger brother, the child of his old age. The boy's brother is dead. He is the only one of his mother's sons left, and his father loves him. Then you said to your servants, bring him to me so that I can see him. But we said to you, Lord, the boy cannot leave his father. If he were to leave, his father would die. Then you said to your servants, if your younger brother does not come down with you, you will not see me again. Praise is working on this thing, y'all. What Joseph didn't realize was that as God had worked on him, he also was working on his brothers. The same brothers that sold him into slavery have changed, and now are the brothers that are going to volunteer to be enslaved instead of their youngest brother. My next point, ladies, when the praises go up, the blessings come down. So in Genesis 44, 30 and 32, how does the cup show up now to affect this family's future? Judah's still working, y'all. Praise is still trying to make things happen. Praise is pulling on the heartstrings of Joseph by using their father. Before, the brothers didn't care how their father felt when they didn't come back with Joseph. But this time, they knew if they returned without Benjamin, this would indeed kill their father. When you start praising God, surely things will change, ladies. Before the praise, the cup was operating in its purpose of trying to have Benjamin be enslaved. But when praised start praising, the brothers changed their attitude. They once were only focused on how much their father favored Joseph, and they wanted to get rid of him. But when praise started operating, the purpose of the cup changed hearts. It started changing, and the way Judah felt about his father changed as well. At this point, how do you think Judah really felt about his father? At this point of the story, how do y'all think Judah started to feel?
He probably felt bad for him. He felt like he was living in despair at this point.
Do you think he felt pity for his father?
Somewhat, unless he just got a gimmick going on.
Okay. Does anybody think that he loved his father in a way? Because you gonna trade spaces. We're gonna talk about that further, but you're gonna trade spaces so that this youngest child, his other favorite son, can go back so he wouldn't die. That had to say something. So in Genesis 44, 33 through 34, what was the cup's purpose in this family's future? 33 through 34. I said Judah offers his life for Benjamin. This cup has surely changed the way Judah sees this situation. Judah spoke up and said, take me instead, because if I go back without my brother, this will kill my father. Now we know that Judah has his own family, and he sacrificed his family for his brother and father. Can you imagine a cup doing all of this? Let's look back at my definition. A chosen object that is used for a specific purpose. This cup's purpose, it has changed. It went from being planted so that Benjamin would be a slave to having brothers return together to the scene of the crime to stand together, to praise showing up to defend their case, and to some past trauma beginning to heal. Before we continue into 45, what other ways do y'all think this cup was being used? What else about 44 do y'all want to discuss before we move on to 35?
My question is, which one was Judah again? What was his original name? Was it Simeon?
No, his name's Judah.
Oh, what? Why I think one of the names had changed. Judah
Mm-mm.
was the fourth son, Leah's son.
Judah was the son that
Leah.
Judah was the son that was messing with Tamar, that did all that stuff, that, he was the one who volunteered for his son, for his brother to be sold into slavery. Yes, he was Leah's son.
Got it.
Anybody else have any questions about 44 or anything from 44 stick out to y'all that y'all want to discuss before we move on to 45? You got some, Asia?
No, I'm
Oh,
good.
okay. Y'all ready then to move to 45? This my chapter right here. Okay, let's go. Joseph could no longer keep his composure in front of all his attendants. So he called out, send everyone away from me. No one was with him when he revealed his identity to his brothers. But he wept so loudly that the Egyptians heard him, and also Pharaoh's household heard it. Joseph said to his brothers, I am Joseph. Is my father still living? But they could not answer him because they were terrified in his presence. Then Joseph said to his brothers, please come near me. And they came near. I am Joseph, your brother, he said, the one you sold into Egypt. And now don't be grieved or angry with yourselves for selling me here, because God sent me ahead of you to preserve life. For the famine has been in the land these 2 years, and there will be 5 more years without plowing or harvesting. God sent me ahead of you to establish you as a remnant within the land and to keep you alive by a great deliverance. This is my verse, ladies. Therefore, it was not you who sent me here, but God. I got that highlighted. Therefore, it was not you who sent me here, but God. He has made me a father to Pharaoh Lord of his entire household, and ruler over all the land of Egypt. Return quickly to my father and say to him, this is what your son Joseph says. God has made me Lord of all Egypt. Come down to me without delay. You can settle in the land of Goshen and be near me. You, your children, and your grandchildren, your flocks, your herds, and all you have. There I will sustain you, for there will be 5 more years of famine. Otherwise, you, your household, and everything you have will become destitute. Look, your eyes and the eyes of my brother Benjamin can see that I'm the one speaking to you. Tell my father about all my glory in Egypt and about all you have seen, and bring my father here quickly. Then Joseph threw his arms around his brother Benjamin and wept, and Benjamin wept on his shoulder. Joseph kissed each of his brothers as he wept, and afterwards his brother talked with him. When the news reached Pharaoh's palace, Joseph's brothers have come. Pharaoh and his servants were pleased. Pharaoh said to Joseph, tell your brothers, do this, load your animals and go on back to the land of Canaan. Get your father and your families and come back to me. I will give you the best of the land of Egypt, and you can eat from the richness of the land. You are also commanded to tell them, do this. Take wagons from the land of Egypt for your dependents and your wives, and bring your father here. Do not be concerned about your belongings, for the best of the land of Egypt is yours. The sons of Israel did this. Joseph gave them wagons as Pharaoh had commanded, and he gave them provisions for the journey. He gave each of the brothers changes of clothes, but he gave Benjamin 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of clothes. He sent his father the following: 10 donkeys carrying the best products of Egypt, and 10 female donkeys carrying grain, food, and provisions for his father on the journey. So Joseph sent his brothers on their way, and as they were leaving, he said to them, don't argue on the way. So they went up from Egypt and came to their father Jacob in the land of Canaan. They said, Joseph is still alive, and he is ruler over all the land of Egypt. Jacob was stunned, for he did not believe them. But when they told Jacob all that Joseph had said to them, and when he saw the wagons that Joseph had sent to transport him, the spirit of their father Jacob revived. Then Israel said, enough. My son Joseph is still alive. I will go to see him before I die. Okay. In Genesis 45, 1 through 3, how did the cup change the future for this family? What did Joseph do?
It made him reveal himself.
He was alive.
Yes, yes, yes. Joseph reveals himself to his brothers. After all of that praise that went up, Joseph just couldn't take it anymore. He told them who he really was. How do you think the brothers felt when they saw him?
Shocked.
Shocked. Absolutely. Anybody else? I said they had to be in disbelief. Like, could it be?
And also, to me, embarrassed. You know, like, we done sold them, we done did this, and here we are bowing down to them.
Dreams really do come true.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, look at this cup now, ladies. This cup went from being used as a trap to being used for release. What do you think was being released?
All the hurt that they went through.
Yes, all the hurt, all the pain. Yes. Do you think jealousy?
Mm-hmm.
What else?
All those hidden traumas and past traumas,
Yep.
like you said.
The hate, the
Envy and
anger.
everything.
Yes,
The
all
envy.
of it. All of it. All of it. That cup was releasing all of that now. Oh my goodness. In Genesis 45, 4-8, how did the cup change the future for this family?
Tremendously.
Yeah,
It
I like
reunited
that,
them.
Asia. I like it.
Yeah,
I
it
like it.
did.
I like
It
it. Joseph,
reunited
I
everybody.
like reunited and it feels so good. Yeah. Joseph told his brothers
Mhm.
not to be angry. This is it for me, y'all. Because if they wouldn't have sold him, he would not be in a position to save them.
Mhm.
Joseph didn't let his anger hold him back anymore. And he also told his brothers, I don't even want y'all to be angry anymore either.
Mhm.
Let me read it for y'all again. I gotta highlight it. Therefore, if it was not you who sent me here, therefore it was not you who sent me here, but God. I said, verse 8 did it for me. For some reason, I couldn't let this verse go. So basically, you might have sold me, but God sent me. Ladies, I love God so much because when somebody thinks they're going to take the credit for something, God shows up to say, nope, you only was able to do your part because I did my part. Romans 8:31 says, God, if God is for us, who can be against us? He said, you sold me. My God, yes, you sold me, but God sent me. He sent me. He put me in this position to be sold. If God didn't want me to be sold, I wouldn't have been. My God. In Genesis 45, 9-15, how did the cup change the future for this family?
He sent for Joseph. I mean Jacob. He told his brother. Okay.
Almost. But that's okay. The cup gave them the opportunity to have some tough conversations over some tears, and they healed. They began to heal, should we say. Can you imagine the conversations they had? They probably shared about their wives, their lives, their children. They told them about their father and everything he has been through. And I'm imagining this taking place with a cup.
And it gave an opportunity for them to give closure. And for his
Absolutely.
father to see his son, like you said, before he died, which you can't take that back.
Sure, we ain't get there yet, but absolutely. So I'm imagining that this take place with a cup in each one of their hands. Because y'all know when we have conversations, it's over food and drink.
Mm-hmm.
I love this for this family. All they have lost over the years. And now they are having tough conversations over a cup. In Genesis 45, 16-24, how did the cup change the future for this family?
Now Pharaoh is involved.
Okay.
Pharaoh wants them to send,
Absolutely.
go get his
Yeah,
dad.
absolutely. I said, now listen, look at this carefully, y'all. When they came back with the cup, they came back thinking they were going to be enslaved. And somebody might even lose their life. But when the cup was found and the praise went up and tough conversations were had, they are leaving Egypt in style. They came on donkeys, but they leaving in carts. They had provisions for their journey. He gave them clothes, but he did give Benjamin 300 pieces of silver and 5 outfits. He also sent his father gifts. And he also told them, now make sure you don't get in trouble along the way. I had to laugh at this part because he knew his brothers and he knew they had the tendency to get in trouble. He had to remind them, stay focused. Please go and do what we sent you to do. Don't stop off and don't do anything else, please. Do not pass go and do not collect $200. Go and do what you are commanded to do. Go to your home, get your family, get my father, and come back in that order. Do not stop. Don't get no chicken box, no half and half. Don't play your numbers. Don't get no cigarettes. Do what I told you to do and come back. My next point, ladies, try not to get distracted on your journey. It will take you longer to get to your destination. In Genesis 45, 25 to 28, how did the cup change the future for this family? I think you said it, Asia.
When he sinned for Jacob.
The father finally hears the news that his son is alive. After all of this time, after all of the dreams, after all of the lies, after all of the loss, after all of the gains, this family was coming back together. Joseph's story started with a dream, and he shared that dream. And some may even say he shared it with the wrong people. But if we gotta be honest and we read in the word, he really didn't share it with the wrong people. But if he didn't share those dreams, he wouldn't have ever been thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, put in Potiphar's house, accused of rape, thrown into jail, released because of his God-given gift, promoted to second in charge, came up with a plan based on Pharaoh's dream, saw his family, sent them home with food and their money. Oh, but when they came back, he broke bread with them, and then he sent them away again. But this time he decided to change their future all over a cup. Ladies, are you still dreaming?
Every day.
For your homework this week, I want you to pick a cup and use that as your visual for your future. If you want, you can pick a title and then title your cup and then put the cup somewhere where you can see it on a regular basis. Because I think I'm going to title mine, "This Cup Changed My Future." But you can title yours whatever you want. And then, because that's what the cup stands for, a chosen object for a specific we using it for a specific purpose. You could use your cup to collect the pens that you write in your business plan with. You can use your cup to hold whatever you drinking while you working on whatever it is that you working, while you up at night studying at school. This your cup, and it's for your purpose to do whatever it is that you need to do with it. We're going to tie it together, ladies. And then I'm going to come back and ask you what you learned.
My God, my
My
God,
God, my God.
Yes,
What
indeed.
did we learn today?
my God, my God, my God.
What did we learn today?
Don't hold no grudges. Smile.
Don't hold no
No
grudges,
need.
smile. I love it. What else?
Let it go. Just let it go.
Yes, you look so much better when you smile.
Just-
Yes, I
yeah.
love it. Yes, I
Smile
love it.
even
I
when you're
love
going
it.
through.
Yeah,
Yes,
even when you're going
even when
through
you're
it,
You gotta
going
smile.
smile
through.
even when you're going through it.
Yes, yes, I
Even when
love
you're
it.
going through it, smile.
I
Yes.
love it. I love
Mhm.
it. That, oh my goodness, that song came out when we first was under the pandemic, y'all. And I used to
I
listen
love
to
that
it.
version.
I used to listen to it like
Yeah.
1,000 times a day. And it's been times like when you really just sit and let those words just
Mhm.
speak to your spirit. It does something to you. And you've been here because you start thinking like, I've been here for so long. That's the part that really get me. I love that song. I've been waiting for the right time to tie Bible study with. And so I felt like this was the right week this week to bring that one on in. But is there anything else that we learned or anything else that we want to share before we end Bible study for this week?
Like I've been saying, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Because you never know
I
when
just,
you're gonna need
Mm-hmm.
that person.
Yes, Lord.
When that person gonna come through for you.
Mm-hmm.
I just keep thinking the concept of when your cup has runneth over. Like I
I
just feel like
really
when you
thought
trust
that.
God,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, my cup
and you let
runneth
Him run,
over.
and
Yeah,
you let Him,
I agree with
take
what you're saying.
control, your cup will
Yes,
I
runneth
feel
over with blessings. Mm.
right,
yes,
because it seems like he was blessed, and regardless of what his family did to him, he still want to share the blessings with them. He want them to experience
Yeah.
what he felt, what he received,
yes.
even though they sent him away or they did what they did to him. It's like released his
Mm-hmm.
He
he
still,
released that anger
Mm-hmm.
and he refilled it with love, and he wanted to bless them too.
yes, yes. I love it.
Absolutely.
What
Absolutely.
else? Did anybody else think? I mean, can y'all imagine when I thought about the title for this? I was going through a lot because I'm gonna be transparent. I was skipping. I forgot we didn't do 44, so I was focused on 45, and God was sitting with me on that 45 and 8. And I'm talking about I was working and trying to figure out what am I going to title this Jesus. And no matter what I could title, what I was thinking of, nothing could fit. But all along, that's because I didn't know we didn't do 44. I didn't realize it because I was like, well, I started reading it for myself and I was like, well, God, how did we get here? Right. So then I went back and said, oh God, we forgot 44. Y'all, I had so many different titles. Y'all know I'll be going through it. I was going to call it Signed, Sealed, Delivered. Girl, God is I'm riding shotgun. I had all kinds of titles for this Bible study lesson. And then I read it and I read it and I read it. And God showed me how that cup, something so that you would think was so insignificant, but just that cup changed their whole life. A cup. Because I didn't heard this story 1,000 times. And I never resonated that a cup. Just a placement of something, the right thing at the right time. And in this particular situation, it was a cup. Changed the whole family future. It'll make y'all look at cups differently now, won't it? It'll make you look
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
at a cup differently now. Yeah.
listen. Asia buys a cup or wants a
Don't
cup
put my business out here,
every
ma'am. Don't put my
time
business out.
we go to the store.
Let me
And
tell you, I
after
love a
listening
cup.
to this lesson,
Yes.
but after listening to this lesson, I'm not even going, argue with her about her cups anymore because
Well, thank you.
at this point, it might be when she looks at that cup, that might be something that she sees
And
in that cup that
but
she
let me
wants.
tell you
So
something.
you
That
know what?
purpose.
I'm
And
not.
let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Every cup means something different. I got cups that patients then gave me that I will never give away because I work in healthcare. But I have patients that have given me cups. Aisha then gave me cups. Rose on here then gave
I
me
love
a glass.
cups.
So I use certain ones, even with my coffee. I use certain ones depending on how I'm feeling that day. Like my favorite one, Aisha was with me. We was in Ross. It's a peaceful, and she knows
Mm.
my story. And when I tell you that I am so at peace with everything, that's my go-to in the morning. I grab that. Then I have my hello sunshine. Every day is something depending on how I
She
feel
has a
when I
cup.
wake
She
up.
has a cup for every season. She got
It's
a.
a,
She had a cup for
it's
every season.
it's nothing wrong with it.
Every season.
It's nothing
Yes,
wrong with
yeah.
it.
And let me tell you, every season we got a cup. Every season she need a cup,
Mm-hmm.
and every
Mm-hmm.
season I try to get her a cup because that's what she likes.
Ain't
So
nothing wrong
if I
with it.
see a cup,
Look at this. This is Asia. This word was for you. And Angela, since
yeah,
you're new to Bible study, welcome. Make sure you put your email inside this chat so we can get it, so you can be on the email chain to get the reminders every week. What else? What else, y'all? Besides these cups, what else did we learn about these brothers?
They really had love for each
how
other.
they
My
came
God,
together.
my
Well, they
Yes.
God.
did. They honestly
Unity.
did.
You are stronger
They
together.
did.
Unity for
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they never would
yes.
have came together and met back up with Joseph. Was it Joseph or Jacob?
Joseph.
Met back up with him
Joseph.
with Joseph. they wouldn't have had none of this abundance. Like they wouldn't have had no opportunity to
Never.
have land,
They
have their
would have
kids
died.
have land. Yeah,
Hmm.
they would have
Mhm.
famished and died if they didn't
Yep.
stick together. Unity. Yes.
I mean, I laughed because I was like, oh my God, look at this now. They acting like brothers.
Mhm.
They
They
acting
accomplished
like
what their
brothers.
mothers couldn't. They accomplished what their mothers couldn't because their mothers was going at it
And
real bad.
also they accomplished what their father couldn't. Because a lot of this was done. A
Couldn't,
Mhm.
lot of
yup.
the reason why they was feeling the way they felt was because of how their father was treating them.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But you know
yeah,
what? And
and
that
that's
goes
something that he
for
should have.
and that.
Tell
No,
you
go ahead.
something. Tell you something, y'all, right here. I have always said to myself, I'm tight. My girl is on it here, Brenda. I'm gonna tell y'all this story real quick, and then we're gonna end for the night. I'm texting her, get me there, because she's like my administrative assistant. And a long years ago, if y'all want to thank anybody for Bible study, y'all want to give a shout out to Brenda. Years ago, because she works with me, years ago, I would sit with her at work and I would talk about what I wanted to do in my life for a long time. And she would be like, one day she finally had enough. She had finally had enough. She stood up and she said, "What, you gonna do something about it? She's
Mm.
talking about this for such a long time, for years. You've been sitting here telling me you're gonna do this stuff. And when you gonna do it?" She said, "Because you know what? If my blessing is gonna be tied to you getting where you need to be, what can I do to help you?"
Hmm.
Hmm.
Amen.
Hmm.
Brenda, I sent to her my text message, to her email. She go, Brenda. I said we
Hmm.
gonna make some shirts. Get you a Brenda, cause she already was on it.
Mhm.
She, she said, I
Mhm.
need this, I need it. And if you don't have somebody in your corner
Oh.
that's gonna be like that for you,
That part.
not
Hmm.
get you Brenda, because this one belong to me. But get you a Brenda.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
Ah,
Mm.
And what I was going to
I love
say,
that.
this cup, a lot of families, and I'm speaking for my own. I feel like I need to send this to them after the recording. It's like everybody talk about family, 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 but they seem like they're always against each other until something happens. And it's like we got to stop that. We got to come together now before it's too late. Instead of getting us together at a funeral,
you better say
then,
it
then you want to act a
at the
fool at the
funeral.
funeral.
And you want to be laid out
Cause that's
across
how
the
that's how
casket.
we always come to this.
You want to be laid
That's
out
how it
across the
usually is.
casket because
Yeah.
Yep.
oh mommy
Yep.
now or oh daddy now.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah.
But when you was
Yep.
acting a fool,
Yes.
A whole
a whole
sturdy
fool.
fool.
And you know it was important here when them brothers was having that tough conversation, y'all. That spoke to my
Mhm.
spirit. And I was
Mm.
going to ask y'all, what tough conversations do y'all need to have?
Ooh.
Huh.
I feel like
Mm.
I
Huh.
need to have
I don't
some.
think people ready for that.
Listen,
I was
I
gonna
just
say,
said
Too
I'm gonna
many.
send this
ooh-wee.
Too many.
recording to
Some.
my family
Woo.
members.
Need to have some
Uh-huh.
tough conversations.
Because when you
Uh-huh.
try to have those tough
Ooh-wee.
conversations, when a person's not ready, it's not going to be
Yes,
received correctly, and then
You
absolutely.
better come on with it.
it just don't get received.
My
I
God.
speak from my own personal
You better
experiences.
come
I've
Mm-hmm.
tried
on
to
with
have
it.
those tough conversations with the people I love, and if they're
Mm-hmm.
not
They
in a
don't
space
receive
of
it.
receiving, that's going to
Mm-hmm.
come off as an
Nope.
attack, or that you're turning
Oh
on
my
them,
goodness.
or whatever the case may be. So I need to know when it's the appropriate time to have those tough
Oh
conversations,
my God, because
because
see, guess
people are
what?
not always on the same level.
You heard, you know what the Lord just placed in my spirit? We ready to give it, but they
Speak
ain't
it.
ready to hear it.
Say
They
it,
ain't
Absolutely.
ready to hear it. They
This
ain't
is
ready to
And,
hear
ready
it.
to be prayed up.
say
And the
it.
Lord will
Nope.
then
prepare them
another thing,
to receive what we gotta say.
right? And then to see, I'm
Mhm.
gonna speak from, and I should know what with my experience with my family. I'm always tagged as the you got an attitude problem,
My
and it's
God.
like, no, I'm just speaking facts. I'm just going off of what you said that you're not doing. It's never they never want to have those conversations because they feel like Rose said, like you're attacking them. Oh, you doing this and it's like
Because the
just
truth
let's
hurts.
step back and say absolutely.
All
Just
the time. The truth hurts. All the
And
take
But
that
so
L and let's
what
move on.
what I've learned
Yep.
in those times when when those tough conversations have to be had, you meet the person where they at. you
Have a
know,
good
and
night.
sometimes
Need me.
that means
You
you
need
got
me
to
to
Girl,
facilitate
give
this
them some
Bible
girl,
study.
space.
You need me to
I'm just saying.
facilitate
girl,
this
leave
Bible
them right
study.
there.
Better
Yeah, I
go
mean,
Leave
ahead.
them right where they be.
you have to meet them where they
They
at,
be.
and sometimes that
Them
means give them
deal.
the space that they
Yeah,
need in order to grow and elevate so
I
y'all can
love it.
come to the same level. And when y'all get to that
I
level,
love
then y'all can revisit that tough conversation. Because trying to have it when you're not on the same level is just
It's
Waste
it
of
not gonna
makes
time.
no
work.
sense.
And
It's
it's
a
gonna
waste
make
of
you
time.
angry. It's gonna make you
But
angry.
what if you
Absolutely.
come to but see, this is my problem. When do you come to that person when I'm trying to meet them at the level, but they don't receive that I'm not being angry. I don't have an attitude. I'm like,
You
listen,
can't control
this is
how a
what's
person's
going
going to
on.
perceive you. You can't control how they're going to perceive you, but you just gotta, you have to know the person you're talking to. Everybody is not on the same level to receive it in the way that you want to give it.
My
So
God.
meeting a person on their
Leave them
level
right there.
sometimes
Leave
meaning
them
giving
right
them the
there.
message a different
That's
way. You
it.
can't always give the message in the same manner. Everybody got to receive the message
Nope.
differently, depending upon what level they on.
You know what the Lord just placed in my spirit too,
Amen.
Asia?
Again, what
Mhm.
he did again.
Stop looking for you in other people.
Uh-oh.
Ah,
Oh, Lord have
shit.
mercy.
Stop,
Amen.
stop
That's
looking for
all
Stop
I
you
was
in
looking
other
for
thinking.
people.
you and other
Let go and let
Stop
people.
God.
looking, y'all right.
Mhm.
Y'all write that down. Stop
Woo,
looking for
Stop
you in
looking
That,
other
for you
people.
and other people.
stop,
that's right.
stop
That's it right
looking
there.
for you
Because
Absolutely.
you
and
get to a
other
point when
people.
we start wanting people to respond how we would respond, right? So
That's
when you
Hmm.
right.
are hurt, disappointed, expectations low, not low
Unrealistic
self-esteem,
expectations.
Mm-hmm.
because we mad because they not responding the way we want them
Absolutely.
to respond. Guess what? They're
That's
not
right.
happy.
That's
Listen.
right.
Come on, Ed. Come on with it. Come on with it.
Amen.
Come on
Lord,
with
But
it.
but
Lord.
but okay, but listen, okay, I hear what you
We
said.
run around this front
But
court.
the thing about it, if I'm meeting them at a level where I'm coming to you and I'm calm. See. This is where I'm at
Mhm.
now. I'm not going to argue. I'm not. I will okay a person to death because I'm not going to go back and forth. Okay, okay, okay. That's where I'm at now. But if I'm saying to you at a calm level, I'm coming with you with an open heart, open mind. I'm
Mm.
still.
So
How do
Asia,
you?
Asia,
Okay.
this is what I want
You
to
can't.
suggest this.
You
It
may
The
takes
be.
thing
You
of
time
may
it
because
be.
is,
didn't he
I think you
what was this
unveiling
son's
some
name?
triggers that they gotta deal with. You can't make somebody intercept your
I,
message the
I
way
think
you
she
want them
per
to intercept it.
exactly. It's like you
You
can't
have to let
personalize
them
how a
be. And
person.
yup.
That's
And at
it.
that point, I let go and let God. But I spoke my
There you
piece.
go.
You know
That
how I
go right
feel.
to
So
you,
when you're
sis.
ready to
Well,
come to me and talk about it,
I think it's
and you
like
have
Joseph,
now
That
like
part
made
how
right
he
your
had
own
to
there.
be
mind,
away from his
we
brothers.
can
Like
talk about
Joseph
it.
had to be away from his brothers and give them
Mm-hmm.
time to see what it was
Mm.
like
Mm-hmm.
without him
Mm-hmm.
anyway.
right,
Can you say it
And
again,
then when
please?
he came back
Mm-hmm.
around, then
Go ahead,
they could
Caitlin.
see it for what
Mm-hmm.
it really was.
Yup.
So
Y'all don't need
sometimes
me.
giving
Yup.
Y'all
the
don't need
Nope.
me to
message
facilitate
means
this
not
so
giving the
so
conversation.
message.
okay,
Y'all don't
Mm-hmm.
need me. Y'all got
so
this.
Go,
You
go
okay,
see what
so
ahead,
she
here,
said,
Caitlin.
so
Asia?
here,
Did you see what
so
she
here's my
said?
question. I
You
Well,
have
I
to
I
give
was,
them time.
Danielle, my
well,
cousin, so it's like a blood thing. But yeah,
You
yeah.
you
but
gotta give
see,
them
but
time. This
Hmm.
what you
Gotta
gotta
give
but
do,
them
Asia.
time.
Hey,
This what you gotta do, Asia. This what you did, right? You set the scene. You said, you know what? I want to talk to you. And they say, okay.
absolutely,
They say,
okay,
okay, let's have this conversation. You already gonna go
uh-huh,
into with that. You gonna already be able to feel the atmosphere. Either
all
it's gonna
right.
be a
I'm gonna read
pleasant
the
Hmm.
room.
atmosphere, it's gonna be
I'm gonna
one
read
way
the
it's gonna be
room.
receptive, or
Mm-hmm.
it's not gonna be receptive. So then you start saying, you know what? You start the first conversation. You know what? I want to talk about
Hmm.
whatever it is, right? You
Mm-hmm.
see their body language. You see the
Right,
way their face
Mm-hmm.
turn up. You see if
right,
they grab a cup
Mm-hmm.
or not. You see if they start
right.
drumming their
Hmm.
fingers on their hand. Because see, what people gonna start doing is becoming defensive when they feel like you telling them something they don't want to hear.
You coming for
Mm,
'em.
So
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
when they first respond to the first statement that you make, you know how the rest of the conversation gonna go. And you know what you can say after the point when you see it ain't going the way you want to go. You know what? Thank you for this. Thank you for
Mm-hmm.
this
Right,
conversation. Thank you
right.
for this opportunity to give
and you,
you what I needed to give you. Thank you, and then end it.
and you know what else too, or to piggyback off of that, sometimes you just got to be okay with not getting that.
My
You
God,
like sometimes you have to just be okay with not
Hmm.
getting the response that you're looking for. It may not be
My
met.
favorite word.
because
You
you know
just gotta
what?
My favorite word.
the conversation might not even be for them though, Asia. It might be just for you.
It's for you.
Hello.
And the
It
fact that
is.
you
It
and the
It
fact
is.
that you getting it out and you getting it
That's
off your
it.
chest, you put it in the
That's it.
atmosphere. You released it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
You released it out your
Yeah.
cup.
Boom.
You released it out your cup.
And if
So
they
now
don't
your cup
receive
is
it, and
empty.
if
Absolutely.
they don't
And it's
receive it,
yeah,
don't
and guess
receive
what?
it.
It's gone
That's
That's
out.
right.
on them.
So now it's ready for you to be filled up with something else. Because you
Absolutely.
emptied
Yeah.
that
Keep your
out
I
your
mean,
peace
cup.
and let go and let God.
and to be honest,
That's it right
like
there.
I
Let
said,
go and let God.
and I said, you know, and like I said, Aisha knows when I know she knows what I'm talking about. But I have made up my mind that because of the situation that's currently going on, and it's so crazy. I got a phone call last night from a family member, and they like, oh yeah, I just been tired. Da, 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 da. You know, it just blowing smoke up my tail, pretty much. And you know what I said? No problem. You know,
Okay.
I just left it alone. But it's. I'm gonna tell you, to be honest, it bothers me because it's like, since I'm gonna put it out there, I'm gonna be transparent. My grandmother passed away 2 years ago, and it's three children. It's my mom and her and my two uncles, the brothers, and it seemed like they just washed their hands. It's like, and I had to tell, like, yo, you're not the only one who lost a mother. You know, it's like everything that's dealing with the house, it's like it never existed, and it's like things still needs to be done. And they said to me, oh, well, nobody's there like that. Well, why should we? And it's like, it's not the point that it's nobody's there. As long as we got access to that house, do what you're supposed to do to it. I mean,
Okay.
But with
I'm
that,
going,
you gotta do this is
But you
why I be
can't
telling my
control
mother, because my
people.
mother's going through this. You
no,
gotta do
no,
Mm-hmm.
I
what you gotta
can't.
do so that you get your blessings in the end. If you
Say it
gotta go in
again,
that
sis.
house and take care of that
Mm-hmm.
house by
Say it
yourself,
again,
you
sis.
gotta go in that house and take care of the house by
Mm-hmm.
yourself. Your blessings
That's
Absolutely.
right.
don't come because of who else show up. They come because you
Mm,
showed up. So your
mm.
grandmother sees you
Mm-hmm.
taking care of your house. God
Say
sees
Oh,
it
you taking
again.
care of that
Say it
house.
don't
They
again.
make me
don't gotta
cry.
come there. I don't
Say
need
it
you to clean it
again.
out. I clean it
That's
out.
right.
Why you opening
Baby.
Yep.
buildings for them to
Mm.
get blessings when they don't want them? They don't want them. You clean that house out.
Yep.
You gonna be
Come
tired. You
on
gonna
with
be
it.
exhausted. You gonna be irritated. You gonna be annoyed. But
Yes,
you can go to sleep
Yes.
every night knowing you did right by your family
You did
members.
your part.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You said it. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because at the end
That's
of the day, you
perfectly
can't control
said.
what people say, do, or think. You can only control you and how you move.
Wow, y'all, my
Absolutely.
cup. I'm telling
Amen.
you, this cup didn't save some lives.
Mm.
This cup didn't change some futures over here as well.
Oh.
We gotta keep
Amen.
this
So I
cup.
tell you,
This a special cup.
it's a good cup. This is
No, we
serious
gotta
Yes.
cup
keep
right here.
y'all
This is a
cups
good
Yes.
Right.
cup.
I love it. Let me tell you
Creating
something.
bonds and all
I
that.
was just
I
sitting
love
here,
it.
and Toya on this phone. We were talking earlier today, and I told her sometimes we gotta stop saying what we don't have
Mm.
and start being
And
thankful for
be
what we do
mindful what we
have.
got. What we got.
Yep.
Amen.
Because we can so for the longest time concentrate on what we don't have. The
Mm-hmm.
Right.
don'ts take over that what we have. And we'll sit and
Mm-hmm.
we'll
Mm-hmm.
focus so much about what we don't have, but we don't even take time to be grateful and thankful for what we do have. Look
Yeah.
at you,
Mm-hmm.
Asia. You still have your mother.
Mm.
Right.
They
Mm.
don't have theirs.
And the
Mm.
ability to
Mm.
They
do what you
don't
have to do for
have
her.
theirs. They
And the
don't
ability.
have their mother. You still
Mm.
have
Mm-hmm.
yours.
Baby.
So
Baby.
you do what you gotta do for your mother and don't worry about what somebody else doing or what they not doing. Because you
That's
still
That's
right.
right.
got your mother. And you can't help them deal with how they dealing with how they lost theirs. Because everybody
Right.
That's
grieve
right.
differently, and you can't tell me how to grieve about my mother. Because when my
Right.
mother
Mm.
go on to glory, if
Amen.
I still got the same nightgown on her bed that she had on it for 10 years straight, you better leave me alone. Because guess what? That's my
Leave me
mother.
alone.
And
That's
you're not
mine.
going to
Mm.
tell me
Mm-hmm.
that I got to take that nightgown off her bed and get ready so I will sell it when I'm ready. You can't
Ready.
tell me how to grieve or how to deal with the death of my mother. We're going to be thankful that our mothers are here because we still
Mm.
got our
Amen.
mother.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It's a difference
Absolutely.
Amen.
because guess what? My mother just recently lost her mother. And I don't know her
Mm.
pain. I don't know her pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, and God
Mm-hmm.
right
Mm-hmm.
now, I ain't ready to know it.
Mm.
He
Mm-hmm.
dealing with a whole
Let me tell
different
you
type of
something.
pain. That's my grandmother.
It's
I
a
loved
difference.
her, but that's her
It,
mother.
A
So
whole different
let me
type
tell
of
y'all
it's a
situation.
something.
whole different type of grieving that
It's
she's
a
going through.
difference. It's a difference, especially when
Because
you're the
that's your
oldest. Like,
child and that's your
Yes,
mother. It's
that's
no
your
other
mother.
right,
And
bond.
then, not to
Mm-hmm.
mention, this was her first Mother's Day that she had to go through
Mm.
right.
without her mother. And
Let
I
me tell
remember,
you, my
and you
Mm-hmm.
mom
I
so
couldn't
still
used
going
to
imagine.
through it.
being You so used to somebody being so strong. I'm so used to her. I ain't never
Mm-hmm.
seen my mother really cry before. And to see her break
Mm-hmm.
down over her mother,
Hmm.
It's like a
and when,
child all over again.
oh my God, when all I
Mm-hmm.
could ask her, Asia, was, Mom, what you need me to do for you? What
Exactly.
can I
That's
Absolutely.
do
it.
for you to help you in this
Absolutely.
situation? You want me to go over here and help you clean out grandmommy's house? Then I'm gonna go over here and help you
Mm-hmm.
clean out grandmommy. And guess what? She got a brother, and guess what? He ain't show up,
Sure.
but I
Amen.
showed up. My mother
You
said, be
showed
there
up
at 8
though.
o'clock. Be there at 8
I
o'clock,
was there.
Asia. I was there at 8 o'clock, and we cleaned up
I
my
hear that.
Amen.
grandmother's house.
Amen.
Listen,
So
and
only
let me,
thing
let
you
me,
can do is do what you can do for you and your mother.
That's
Because
right.
like Caitlin
Mm-hmm.
told you, your blessing is tied into how you handling this situation.
mm,
Not
Amen.
how nobody
Speak
else
it.
handling it.
Speak it.
That's why I'm saying,
Receive,
y'all look
honey.
at this. Look at this.
Receive.
Cup
Noted.
passed
Noted.
around. Look how the one little cup that changed everybody's future. You look at for when you get off of this
Mm-mm.
phone tonight, one, you're gonna smile. Cause it look
Mm.
better in the
Hmm.
phone when you smile.
Amen.
Every day. Every
absolutely.
You're
day.
gonna have a cup, you're gonna have a cup experience. Because
Mm.
And
you
you
said
can't
now
keep pouring into everybody else. You
you
only can
can't
pour into
pour
your
Because
into
you're
own
going to
cup.
repeat
everybody
Not.
else's
yourself.
cup.
You only can
Mm.
pour into
Not.
yourself. So
Not.
do what
Pour
you can
into
do
your
at
own
the
cup.
best of your ability. Don't keep
Yep.
trying to
That's
pour
Don't
into
get
right.
yourself
other people's
angry.
cups.
Don't
That's
even
their
have no conversation.
responsibility.
Let me tell you something.
Absolutely.
I saw my uncle Saturday at let me tell you another thing. Karma real. And it don't
Mm.
always
Mm.
come back
Amen.
the way it was given
Huh.
Let,
out.
Huh.
No.
let me
Don't
tell
come
you.
back the way it was
Armor.
given out.
Yes.
And I
Amen.
I
said,
tell
Yes,
you.
Lord.
and I see my uncle and I look at him and I say, God weighing on him, boy. I tell you, it must be hard to
Mm-hmm.
know
Mm-hmm.
that your mother
Mm-hmm.
gone and you really
And,
ain't
and,
do right by your
and
mother.
you know
But
what?
that ain't my
And that's,
place.
Hmm.
but you know what? That's
Mm.
crazy that you say that because one of the children, my uncle, is going through it.
My
Is
God.
going
Yep.
through
My
it.
Yep.
God.
And
He's
it's
gonna
like,
go through it.
right, he's going through it real bad. Not, I'm not gonna say real bad like he's about to do, but it's certain situations that it's like, but see, if you just, I don't know. I mean, this was a confirmation for me that even though I said, and I told Aisha, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let it go.
Let it
Even
go,
my
sis.
Uh-huh.
my baby
Let
sister
go and let God.
say, don't say nothing else about the situation. Don't say it. And I let it go. And it was just so crazy that I got the phone call last night about the situation. And the thing about it, and let me just tell y'all what the situation is. It's about cutting the grass, that my uncles have a business. So I was like, why am I about to pay? And it may be so trivial to other people, but it's like I'm about to spend $100 on a landscaping business. But y'all got a
But
landscaping
guess what,
business.
Asia? I
But
bet you
you're
if
That's
you
gonna
the
do it,
get
he
that
still
blessing.
gonna
$100
give it
The
back.
back at the
I
blessing.
bet you
perfect
God
day.
gonna
You're
give
gonna
it
You gonna
get
get
it
back.
a
back at the
thousand
I
perfect
bet
back.
you
day.
he gonna give it
You
back.
gonna get a
I bet you
thousand
he gonna
back.
give it back. I bet you he gonna give
And
it
it might
back.
not be in money, but
It
it's gonna be
might,
a thousand
my
blessings.
God, he gonna give it
It
back.
It
might, your
might be
gas
a
and electric bill
thousand
might be
blessings.
$2 next month. You might get a gas and electric
I
bill for two
promise
It
you,
might
dollars.
you
be
gonna get it back. And
your gas and electric bill might
it
be
might not,
$0
yeah,
next month.
you might get a credit. My God, you just never know how
The
God give it
credit.
back. You
Hmm.
gonna get it back.
And it's
And
Or
I
something
you
know
so
might
it's
get a
trivial.
painful.
Danielle. 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 She might even get the promotion.
You,
There
Oh
you
God.
go.
my
No,
God,
wait
you
a
can
minute.
get it.
Danielle.
My God, you get
That's
it.
another
Danielle.
You
service.
better say
That's
it.
another Bible study.
That's another
Danielle.
Bible.
She might get.
Right there it
She
said.
might get the promotion.
First Peter and 5, it say right here, God has had it with the proud. He's had it with
There
the
it is.
proud.
Come
He
on.
said, but he takes delight in just the
Huh.
plain
And
people.
the
He tired of
phew,
proud
the
people.
plain
But he
people,
takes
honey.
delight in just the plain people. Let me tell
The
y'all something how
plain
God
people.
worked that out for me today. I was just sitting
I'll
here
tell
talking
you.
about how the Bible says in 2 Thessalonians 3 and 10, if a man don't work, he don't eat.
Hmm.
You don't
If
eat.
you know me, you know that's one of my verses. My family will tell you. I know that. If I don't know no other Bible verse, I know it. It was on my refrigerator, y'all, for the longest time. I'm talking to Toya. I go upstairs to look. I'm like, let me go back there and find this on my refrigerator. Gone.
Hmm.
Moving things around to try to figure out where it's at. And I come across this. It was hiding. I printed it out on December 26, 2008, because we got the printout on the bottom. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking it up, and I said I had to move some things around to find it because it was hidden behind some other stuff. So God started showing me because the message say He'll promote you at the right time.
At the
Mm.
right time.
I had to
You
put it
better
out
come
on my
with it.
on my refrigerator. I ain't seen it in years. I don't know why I printed it or when the last time I read it. But it wasn't no coincidence that God had me go upstairs today looking for if a man don't work, he don't eat. And I found that behind some of my son's pictures. And I said, wait, let me see what this is about. And I started reading it, and God started showing me how he got to move some things out my way so I could see.
Move some things
So
out the
I can
way
see
so I
some
can
things.
see.
So I
So
can
I
figure
can
out
see.
how I'm going to be promoted. Because he said he only ain't what the prank.
And I honestly
Baby.
forgot about Bible study today. And then Danielle sent me the text message to remind me. And I'm definitely going through it. You know, my daughter, she attached to it. I've been taking care of my dad now since April the 28th. I have two brothers who are not helping me in no kind of way. My dad had his leg amputated. I'm back and forth at the rehab facility. My family ain't have no home. You know, we just got a house, and now I got my father's house. I got two houses now.
Look at God. Won't he give you double
Look
for
at
your
God.
trouble? Won't he give
Look
you
at
double?
God.
Won't he give you double for your trouble? You be
Give
sitting
you double
around.
for your trouble.
You be sitting around be worrying, and he already
Yeah.
working it out.
He already worked it out.
And I definitely have to be the one to, I definitely need to pray about not expecting me from my brothers.
My God.
Absolutely.
I definitely think that the way I
Absolutely.
feel about my dad and what should be going on with him, they could care less. Every time I have a conversation with them, I'm upset, I'm crying, and Caitlin gotta remind me, like, Mommy, stop, because
Might take a cup, Carla. It might take a cup.
going, and you gonna
Right now
get
you
blessed.
in the pit, but wait till they come. You in
Wait.
the pit
Oh,
right
no,
now.
Kate, she not even in the pit no more, though. She out the pit. Because her brothers and already sold her into the pit. She out the pit. She out the pit. She is now, and she's in Potiphar's house. She holds
Oh,
the
you're right.
key.
You're right. You're right.
Holds the key.
That's
She
where she
holds the
at.
key. She's gonna be the one that's gonna save the family. She holds the key. They gonna be the ones that have to come to her for food and shelter. And she gonna send them back out the way that in a different way that they came. See, because only a spiteful person gonna say you can't come in and eat. All over a
And
cup.
what I will say,
All
all over a cup. What I will say, like being in the journey of that I am in this time in my life, just growing and trying to redevelop myself. My biggest prayer that I pray always, every night, the last few weeks is God, please reveal me to me, because I want Him to be able to show me my triggers, show me my niches, so I can figure out how to fix it. Because as y'all saying, you cannot expect yourself out of anybody, and that was an issue of mine. It still is today. Like Danielle, you know, I'm a very critical person. I gotta sometimes take a step back, reevaluate why is this bothering me, and then fix it. So in the future, I know how to tread lightly and be better. So these instances and these journeys that we're going through, it's all a part of the journey. But I say every night, God, please reveal me to me, so I know how I can fix myself and not expect myself in other people.
My God.
Because that will be your biggest disappointment. I swear,
My
I
God,
go through it all the time.
that's true. Yes, so true. So true. So true. And you know, you look at somebody else and be like, how you could just brush that off so easily? But it only
Growth.
came with time. And it only
Absolutely.
came with growth. And it's a
Growth,
learned
time,
behavior.
and
And
self-reflection.
it's
You
a
have
learned
to be able to
behavior.
self-reflect.
My God, you
Yes,
have to be
discipline.
able to say, you know what? Like
Mm-hmm.
you said, I can't expect me from other people. And guess what? People can't expect expect them
From
from me.
them. Mm-hmm.
Right? So the way you respond, I'm not going to respond that way. But I always say perception is that person's reality.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's
Absolutely.
my favorite thing to
So
say.
I can't negate to you how you feel, because that's your reality. So I can't.
Yeah.
It's nothing I can do about that. And even if I don't feel the same way, but I still gotta acknowledge that that's how you feel, because it's your reality. And it's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong, y'all, with
No two
acknowledging
people are alike.
other realities. It's
No
nothing
two
wrong
people
with
are
that.
alike.
It's nothing wrong with that. And it's nothing wrong with saying, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna do my part as tired as I am, Toya can attest, as tired as I am, I'm going to take care of my father. And I'm the only one. As tired as I am. And I tell her all the time, she'll tell you, God gonna reward you. It ain't going, it's not, it might not be today. And it might not be tomorrow, caller, but God is going to reward you for your obedience. Because the Bible say, honor your mother and your father. It don't say nothing about no kids. It say honor your mother and your father so your days can be longer on this earth. When you don't honor them, it's when they ain't long. So you continue to honor, and you see how the Lord will show up in your life. And you be sitting here, and what's she gonna say, Kaylee? Who, me? It couldn't be.
Couldn't be.
God, I know this ain't you. Everybody on here got a song. I say, Brenda, God, is that you? Would she say, yes? I could be in so much of amazement that you be thinking that he gonna bless me like this? And it be the least of things. It be the least of things. But y'all, I ain't gonna keep y'all, because you know I could talk. We'll be here all night.
Bible study. Bible study.
Let me say one more.
Yes, it turned into therapy.
This
It'll turn
Let
into
me say
therapy.
one thing before we
Wait a
end.
minute, Shari want to say something before we end.
So, is Alicia, you're going through?
Alicia, Asia, which one? Asia.
Asia. Okay, let me say this because I've been on both ends of the spectrum. So just know that God is smiling down on you, and He's definitely going to bless you. My mother, I lost her at 16. But guess what? At the end of the day, even though I didn't grow up with some female to input and impart into me, He sends you people on the outside to help you along the way. That gives you that wisdom. So your experience that you have right now is for you to partake of what God's wisdom is given to you and to use that, because you're blessing them. When you speak to them, you're speaking life into them already, because it's something that you're living through. I'm taking care of my father right now. We both have leukemia, but guess what? He's blessing me to still be able to get up and take care of him and do what I have to do. And on them days that I get tired, then y'all know I will say, how come I gotta be the only one to do it? I have 5 brothers and sisters, and I am the one that takes care of it. I am the baby girl, but I'm the wisdom giver. Because guess what? They come to me and they ask me for their advice. So it's when you're going through it, you know, it is really rough. But guess what? Talk to God like He your homeboy, like I told Danielle. Like, what is going on? What do you want me to get from out of this? Because He will really reveal to you what He wants you to do. And right now, He's blessing you, because guess what? You got your brothers thinking. You may not see it, and they might not ever come back and say it to you right now. But down that line, sweetie, they're going to come back and they're going to say, man, I should have listened to you. You said this. They're coming to me now. My brother, I am 51. My brother is 61. Why do I have more wisdom than him? Why am I'm the problem solver that they come to when they say, well, what do you think about this? So your blessing is just like, you know, with Joseph, he went through, but guess what? They came back to him. They had to come back and kneel to him. But at the end of the day, he showed them that love don't never stop. So you keep showing them the love, and you show them how it's supposed to be done. Because some people don't know what real love is.
And you smile through it.
And you have to, So you have to know that you're blessed. And that blessing is coming, because guess what? At the end of the day, God sees what you're doing, and He's smiling down on you. So if nobody ever else tells you, just know that He's letting you know that you're blessed and highly favored. And everybody on here, we got your back because we love you. You ain't gonna go through by yourself.
Hello.
So if we got to do a whole Bible study with you getting out what you have to say and what you're going through, it's okay. Because that's why God has these, what are we, 16, 17 on a regular basis? That's why He put us together.
Hello.
That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to speak that life into each other so that we have that strength to be able to go on. It's not something that He put together by mistake. It was meant to be.
Nope.
And He used that young youth as the best.
All over a cup.
All over a cup.
All over a cup.
I'm sure, because be many a times when I be doing Bible study, I got a red cup, and I'm facilitating this Bible study, putting it together, because I tell y'all it ain't me. I promise you it ain't. It is only God gonna give me something that's gonna say a cup changed my future. Now where in the world? I ain't never gonna come up with that. So that ain't nobody but the Lord. So I'm telling y'all, this Bible study for me, when y'all ask me how you get refilled every third, this how I get filled back up. Y'all don't even know. Y'all didn't gave me so much joy for the night.
Well, I asked Danielle, can we do something on Sundays? I text Danielle, like, can you do something on Sundays? Something small to get us through the first,
to start the week
first
out,
week.
Was what she asked me.
I was like, just something small. It don't gotta be long.
It's not gonna be an hour. It could be 30 minutes. Just so I can start the week off. And I just laugh because what people don't realize is, I told Asia, some people on here know, I never wanted to be this person that say, turn in your Bible to Genesis 44. I wanted to have this type of environment where we sit and we talk and we do things and we have little activities and we plant flowers and we do paint parties and I give you a message that way. But that's not what God wanted. Right? So the more I ran away from turning into your Bible to Genesis 44, the more it didn't go nowhere. The more I didn't feel fulfilled. Like I wake up, I'll be so excited, y'all. I'll be like, oh my God, I'm gonna be working Bible study soon. And I get so excited when Thursdays come. I look forward to y'all messages. Be like, that's what today is. It's Bible study day. I get so excited when y'all ask me, girl, can you send me the message? Because it was everything. I get so excited when Aisha say, just when I think you can't top it from last week, here you go again. See, don't be me. So I just get so excited, and I can't wait to see where the Lord is going to take this ministry or in this Bible study and how we can touch and save the world. Think about how many women we can save and how many women we can transform, how many other women we know going through the same thing. Look at this. We normally quiet, and then one person say one thing, and look at how many other women on here going through something similar. We have already showed you how to get through it because we've already been through it.
Right.
Because guess what? And this is the best part about God. We don't look like what we've gone through.
Right.
Hello? I got a shirt like that.
We don't look like what we've gone through.
God.
And that's the best part about God.
Like
because I don't want to serve a God that when you see me, you know I'm going through. You know that I've been through some stuff. If I'm not serving a God that's going to keep me and it's going to sustain me through my storm, then I don't want to serve a God like that. So you would never. People be like, if I tell them my story, they'd be like, I would never know that about you, because you ain't supposed to. God is that good that He will put a little rail over me. The only person that can see it is Him, and whatever I choose to tell you is what you know, because you wouldn't know it if I ain't tell you. That's how good God is. So we're going to leave here because, I don't want to keep people because I could talk all night. I know some of us got to go to work tomorrow. We're going to leave. We're going to leave here.
Bible study was fire. Fire.
Tell the world.
You already know. You already know.
Thank you.
Tell the world. Tell the world. Next time,
Danielle.
You not a problem. It ain't like Shantanice. Y'all don't even need me to facilitate this Bible study. You already know what y'all need to say.
It turned into therapy. It turned into the real therapy. Okay, the real therapy.
For real.
Y'all got it. Let me tell you something.
Baby.
Stay here and listen to y'all give me back what I've already taught y'all. It made it all worth it. You don't understand. And I don't even know this. I'm telling y'all, people be like, I don't know this stuff. I'm learning it right with y'all. I don't remember half these names. When y'all was like, Shantanice was like, was Judah Leah's son? Girl, I don't know.
I was getting caught up. Like, hold up, because there's so many people.
That's what make it real.
Tell you, this is why it's the real Bible study, because I don't know, and I tell you I don't know, girl. I don't know.
We learn it together, and that's how it's. That's why you know it's genuine, because we all learn it. It's nobody trying to be outsmart the other. No, we're all learning together.
All I do is give you the topic. That's all I do. God say this the topic. This what you gonna think, and we go from there. But this is our Bible study. It's not my Bible study.
And let me tell you something. Since I've been doing it, I've been made a playlist of every song that you share every week. I made a playlist just for that. So I got to add tonight's song to my playlist. It's just refreshing. It feels good. And just I don't know everybody individually, but it feels good to hear what you already know, just for that person to confirm that I'm on the right path. You know.
Girl, I don't even always pick a song. Thank you, Asia. You, Asia, because I don't even always pick a song. I gotta go where the Lord lead me. Sometimes we didn't have poems. We didn't have movie scripts. We didn't have parts of movies. Thank you, Asia. That done my heart joy, because what I try to do is tie it into something realistic, right? We learned the word, and I try to bring in something secular to tie it in, so we can know that, you know what, this is still relatable today.
And every song
yes. And people be like, how do you pick it, girl? I be sitting here thinking like, what am I do? But I've been wanting to do Smile for a very long. I love that song. And matter of fact, I'm listening to it again when I get off of here with y'all. Cause see, I done already got myself together, because I had to come in here from work. We was outside in the sun, so I done already showered. I might have to shower again. Y'all got me in here sweating. Teaching y'all this lesson. I can see why they be having a little towel up when they up on the pulpit, because I'm up underneath these lights. Y'all got me sweating. I might have to take me another shower. I tell y'all the truth, I so enjoyed Bible study tonight. And for those who want to copy, let me know. Aisha, I know you.
Okay. I was going to say I was getting ready to say.
I mean, y'all know it takes about a half an hour for it. Aisha, it takes about a half an hour before it uploads to my cloud. Because she was sending me text
message right now.
About I need tonight's message.
I need it, because I need to listen to it at night when I go to sleep, like, because I need to get that fulfillment again, so it will overflow into tomorrow.
Asia,
because
I know you want it for whoever you want.
I don't wake up angry.
Asia, I know you want it too. So I will send it out to those that need it for their own, so they want to take their own notes. I know who on here be wanting a copy. Aisha, it takes 30 minutes from once I get off of here. It takes 30 minutes from the time we end this.
I'm awake.
Before it's on, don't send me no message. Be like, I'm waiting.
I'm gonna send you the little boy sitting there waiting patiently.
Yes. Well, I thank y'all so much.
But y'all, this was fire. I can honestly say, this has topped Who Me Couldn't Be. I promise you.
That's Caitlin's favorite one too.
Who Me Couldn't Be.
That's my favorite. They all know I love that one.
That's her favorite. That's her favorite. Well, she tell me all the time that's my favorite. I get so excited when y'all tell me which ones y'all really enjoy.
That's my favorite. This one might outtop that one tonight.
Who would have ever thought though? A cup?
Who would have ever thought though? Like, I mean, I love them all, but I have my top ones, and Who Me Couldn't Be could not top none of them. Like, that was just me. I placed myself right in there. Who Me Couldn't Be was specifically, I placed myself right in there. That was for me. But this one tonight, that was fire. This one tonight was fire.
I'm glad y'all enjoyed it.
Yes.
All right, y'all. We're gonna see what that saith the Lord for next week. I'm excited to see where we go, how we go.
And look,
I gotta wait over
the rest of it. I already read the rest. It's something.
Trina already read it too. She said she couldn't stop reading, so she already read it too. So we're gonna see. Be praying for me. Be praying for me that I get a good word that I can deliver to y'all. I so enjoy y'all. It's already done.
It's already done because you just spoke it. You already done. You already spoke it.
We're gonna recap. We're gonna get us a cup. Y'all gonna get y'all a Brenda, not the one I got, a different one.
I need one. Hurry up.
Get y'all a Brenda. And then we're gonna be able, and then we got us a cup. Y'all gonna get y'all a Brenda, and we're gonna smile in what we doing.
Amen.
Good night, y'all.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.